I got involved. Darren Till, one of the more interesting characters of all MMA. By the way, Darren Till. If you're looking to follow somebody on social media and you want to have a little fun. But Darren Till did speak up against Khabib. For Khabib, comparing the amount of great fighters they have in Russia against the small amount of successful fighters they have from Ireland. And the reason I had to speak up on it, this is just on X. You kids are following on X. But I heard Khabib's interview. I then read Darren's appeal and rebuke of the comment. The problem is Darren misquoted Khabib. And Khabib was talking about, Darren's whole problem was saying, hey, go look at the population. Just look at the actual size of Ireland. And then come back and tell me that per capita, there isn't a very honorable and respectful amount of successful fighters, even in comparison to Russia. He was talking about how big Russia is. But okay, but that's the thing. Khabib never said Russia. In fact, he specifically said Dagestan, and he exclusively said Dagestan. Now, you really would have to understand culturally and nationalistic that area. But the Dagestani, so you understand, because you probably won't get this from them. They think it, but they can't say it. Dagestan is within Russia, but not according to Dagestan. The Dagestanis do not believe that they are Russian. They can't come out and speak like that. There can be real repercussions if they do, but just so that you understand, I don't even know that they use a ruble, by the way. I think they might even have their own form of money. I might have added that part in. But the Dagestanis do not view themselves as Russian. And just so you understand that, that's where you can start to come down and see Khabib's point, man. It's a Caucasus region. There is not much there. I was in a sauna. I love telling this story. I was in a sauna. And a bunch of fighters piling in, and I had a fight coming up. I would never sauna for fun. Never sauna for a good time. And Khabib is in the sauna. And we weren't on the same card. Khabib was enjoying, he's one of these guys, he was just enjoying the sauna. But people don't know what a Khabib is at this point in time. You see him, isn't that the guy? Isn't that the guy that wears the hat? Isn't that what's that guy's name? It was one of these situations. So I'm overhearing them, though. Anything said in a sauna, you're talking to everybody in the sauna. It is a community. And Khabib, this guy, he makes a comment. And I'm going to change these numbers. I understand I'm going to change these numbers. But I tell this the same way every time. There is 7,000 people in 2,000 people. 2,000 people in the village that Khabib lives in. There was 7 Olympic champions. There's 2,000 people in the village that Khabib's at, and 7 of them have Olympic gold medals. He makes this comment. That is crazy. There's none of you out there that want to play this game back, right? Like, none of you want to go, I went to 2,000? That's how many people I had in my high school in the mid-90s. 7 Olympic gold medals. So it's a very different thing. Like Khabib's point of bragging about Dagestan, her Kappa versus anywhere on earth, you might not like it. It might offend you. But there's no way to say he's wrong. That just simply is that is just simply fiction. It is accurate. And you got to understand the region. You got to understand this area. Like you guys aren't going to go tour Dagestan. You're not going to get a hold of a travel agent and book a hotel over there and go stay and train a little bit. It's just not like that. It's in the mountains. There's not a lot. And we're very hard over there. Life is very hard. And for some reason, this one area really embraced wrestling and judo. That gets left out a lot. It really embraced wrestling and judo all the way up to the Olympic level, which is the highest level of sport. So they just became really good with the grappling, right? And somewhere along the way, the Sambo, which is the sport of the Russian military. Sambo is not unique to Russia. Sambo's in many different places. There's Sambo here in Oregon. But not like you might think of. Not an organized and competitive culture where guys, just like with the wrestling or with the judo, will dedicate their entire life in pursuit of this one sport. That's something that's very hard for you to relate to, but that does go on in Dagestan. So you've got the judo Olympians, you've got the wrestling Olympians, and they say all wrestling, but that's not my experience. It is freestyle wrestling. Some people dispute that, but I'm just telling you my own experience. And then you've got the Sambo going on. Khabib competed with the Sambo. He didn't compete with the wrestling, but he worked out with the wrestlers all the time. Just a very unique area. I mean, I'm just trying to get to share that with you because I think that there will be a number of people that do get offended or that you want to put your own hometown, or you want to put your own people or your own pride. You'd want to do that. But if you start to understand, there's not a lot in Dagestan. This isn't a place that's got a lot of money and a lot of riches and plenty of bread and meat for everybody. It's not like that. It's tough. Things are tough over there. When they get success in something like this the hard way, they have the right to be proud.